So today, we have an extremely close fight on our hands. Darth Maul versus Scorpion. Who wins? Let's find out. So, after finding his clan and family murdered, Hanzo Hasashi vowed revenge on Sub-Zero, who did it. After facing him, he lost and was killed, and he went to hell. There, he became a Hellspawn, the Spectre of Vengeance, and gained the name Scorpion. Physically, he's nearly superhuman. He's strong enough to rip limbs off and punch through a man's skull easily. He's durable enough to withstand lightning strikes and ice attacks from an amped Raiden and Sub-Zero, and he's fast enough to easily dodge and/or block blasts from Sub-Zero and Frost, as well as easily catch a thrown spear. Due to being extensively trained most of his life in his clan, he has mastered the art of combat, being a master ninja and assassin. He's a master of ninjutsu, hapkido, muay thai, pigwa, swordsmanship, and marksmanship. He's also a tactical yet aggressive fighter as well. Being a Hellspawn grants him many powers, like teleportation and hellfire manipulation. He can project hellfire blasts that explode, and he has his hellfire breath as well. He can also enhance his weapons with his hellfire and even generate this hellfire aura around him as well. He also can't permanently die, as his soul is bound to vengeance. He carries several weapons like shurikens, two swords, and his spear chain as his primary weapon as well. But in the other corner, Darth Maul. Darth Maul became a Sith Lord and was given his name when he became the apprentice of Darth Sidious. After losing to Obi-Wan Kenobi, he was exiled. And after getting half his body cut in half in the process, he became a cyborg. And he then vowed revenge against Kenobi and Sidious. He became an acrobatic and extremely skillful warrior and duelist, especially while utilizing his saber staff. He was an extremely skilled hand-to-hand combatant, which he often used in his fighting style. His agility was far greater than most, and he makes full use of it in combat. He has stalemated or defeated Obi-Wan several times along with other great lightsaber users. Even put up a great fight against Darth Sidious before losing. He is strong with the Force, on par with Obi-Wan, but he was vastly outclassed by Darth Sidious. He is skilled with mind probing as well. But despite being strong with the Force, he loves fighting more and will normally only use the Force if he has to, like to gain the upper hand or an advantage in a fight. And finally, he's a skilled political and military strategist as well. So, who's stronger? Well, Scorpion can easily pull and yank limbs off, rip out spines, easily punch through a dude's skull, bust out of Sub-Zero's thick ice, easily lift people over his head with one arm, and to rip out a demon's heart with relative ease. He can even throw his spear with enough force to pierce through metal and concrete. But Maul is able to break out of Durasteel handcuffs, kill a Padawan with one kick, kill a 9-foot Wampa with his bare hands, shatter a spine with an elbow strike, and to bust through reinforced glass. To be honest, they're very close, like very fairly even, but I think Scorpion is taking the ever so slight edge. What about durability? Well, Scorpion got right back up after being blasted through a stone wall by Forrest Fox. He was fine after being hurled across a military base by Kenshi, kept on fighting after being stabbed in the chest, withstood powerful lightning strikes from an amped Raiden, and being impaled in multiple locations by Sub-Zero's ice shards. The guy also has a high pain tolerance, as he endured being poisoned and beat into a bloody pulp and still didn't die. But Maul has easily withstood massive falls, forced lightning from Darth Sidious, quickly recovered from blaster fire, is unfazed by extreme heat and flames, survived being cut in half by Obi-Wan long enough to be turned into a cyborg, and he kept on fighting while his bones, muscles, and tendons quote-unquote screamed out in pain. He's also stated that pain means nothing to him. I'd say they're equal here. And now, speed. Scorpion has easily dodged and blocked Sub-Zero's Ice Blast, even when Sub-Zero was amped, dodged an Ice Blast from Frost, grabbed a thrown spear out of the air, and he's even outreacted his past self. He can also quickly teleport all around, similar to Marvel's Nightcrawler, just spam it. But Maul has appeared as a blur, easily dodged and deflected blaster fire while getting closer to the shooter, dodged a barrage of blaster fire, snatched 4 arrows out of the air, and he's moved 5 times faster than the average human. Maul is definitely faster, but Scorpion's teleportation really evens it out. So physically, they're pretty even, with the exception of Maul's speed, but like I said, Scorpion's teleportation cancels it out. So what about fighting skill? Well, again, it's very close. Darth Maul is one of the greatest fighters and duelists in the entire Star Wars franchise, and is characterized for his unique acrobatic style. He perfectly combines his saber staff mastery with his acrobatics and martial arts skills to great effect. He held his own well against Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon Jinn simultaneously, outclassed Jedi Master Bandera, bested Obi-Wan or matched several times, and he's been able to fight against General Grievous, Mace Windu, and even nearly bested Darth Sidious. He even bested a clone of Darth Vader. He's been stated as a one-man army, as he's beaten giant groups of Jedi single-handedly several times. Even Darth Sidious was impressed with his skill. But Scorpion is one of, if not the greatest fighter in his universe. He's been extensively trained all his life and has mastered the art of combat. He's a master of Pigwai, Muay Fa, Ninjutsu, Hapkido, swordsmanship, and marksmanship. He's beaten Johnny Cage, Nightwolf, Spectre, and Cyrax simultaneously, held his own or even bested Sub-Zero even when he was amped, bested his past self, and even held his own against Quan Chi, arguably the greatest fighter in the entire Mortal Kombat franchise. But despite how good he is, I can't go against Darth Maul here. He's just been more impressive. But I think this fight is really going to come down to versatility, in which Scorpion has more of. He's got shurikens, his 2 ninja swords, his chain spear as his primary weapon, teleportation, and his hellfire manipulation, while Maul has his saber staff and the Force. We all know how Maul uses the Force, only when he needs to, so I'm not going to talk much about that. But I do believe his saber staff is the most powerful weapon here. But with his hellfire manipulation, Scorpion can project hellfire blasts that explode upon impact, enhance his weapons by setting them ablaze, give himself his own hellfire aura around him, and he can even, and he has his hellfire breath as well. And then with his teleportation, there's been times when he's spammed it and really showed his inner Nightcrawler. But then again, there's been times where he hasn't even used it, or he didn't use it in a fight or anything. And there's also the question of how effective his hellfire will be, seeing that Darth Maul has shown incredible resistance to intense heat and flames. It'd probably be more effective than regular fire, but I really feel like Maul will be able to keep on fighting through it. Also, Scorpion's never gone up against a lightsaber before and doesn't know how dangerous it is. So, who wins? Well, this would definitely be an interesting fight that either one could win, but I gotta go with Darth Maul for the majority. He's faster, more skilled, has his saber staff, and he is strong with the Force if he needs it. Scorpion can get a few wins, but Darth Maul is winning the majority. Darth Maul wins. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed, leave a comment of what you think, and hit the notification bell so you can be notified of all my future videos and all that great stuff. See you on the next one. Peace!